By far, the most awe-inspiring pictures we've seen this week came from Phoenix, Arizona, where a cloud of dust seemed to swallow up the entire city last evening. Flights were grounded, drivers couldn't see more than a few feet in front of their cars. Folks who live in Phoenix are calling it the mother of all dust storms. We've been hit by a lot of violent weather this year, and we asked Ben Tracy to look into why.
This is a legitimate haboob, or a dust storm.
The giant wall of dust that swept into Phoenix was bigger than most, a mile high and packing at least 60-mile-per-hour winds.
We thought it was a cloud, and then we got into it, and it was just black.
The dust began to gather near Tucson, where it hasn't rained in 3 months. By the time it hit Phoenix, it dwarfed the city, larger than anything seen in 100 years. The dust storm is the latest freak weather phenomenon in a string of strange weather events. Drought in the Southwest has fueled wildfires in 3 states, but in the western mountains, there was so much moisture this winter, the snow is still there, a lingering snowpack that hasn't been seen for 15 years. That snow and record rains here in California were caused in large part by La Nina, cooler water temperatures in the Pacific that change weather patterns. That helped end California's 3-year drought. But La Nina was followed this spring by a stronger than normal jet stream pattern, creating winds that collided with warm water from the Gulf of Mexico, causing severe storms across the southern U.S. That led to all those tornadoes and record flooding. Meteorologist Jan Null studies weather patterns.
Anytime the atmosphere stays in the same place for an extended period of time, then you're usually going to start seeing some unusual weather events.
And the weather may seem worse than normal because many of the storms have hit heavily populated areas. Chicago buried in record snowfall, Tennessee flooded, large parts of Joplin, Missouri destroyed.
Those amounts of damage in urban areas, it not only bumps up the dollar figure, but also the number of fatalities, and then that makes it something that is noteworthy.
In fact, in an average year, weather-related damage would total about $6 billion at this point. In 2011, we have already hit $32 billion, the most expensive since they began tracking it 30 years ago. Ben Tracy, CBS News, Los Angeles.
We were talking in the newsroom about the weather today, and we noticed this from the National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration. So far this year, there have been 8 weather disasters in the U.S., blizzards, tornadoes, floods, wildfires, that did at least $1 billion damage each, and hurricane season is just beginning. As the space shuttle program comes